Hi everyone, so today's video is just going to be me sorting out this jungle of our back garden. And we had some quite rainy weather really, so I'd kind of let it get a little bit more overgrown than I usually would, but we had so much rain, and then after the rain we had like a mini heat wave, so it was too hot to get out, so I waited until the coolest day of the little heat wave we had to finally tackle the grass. As you can see, there's so many weeds in it. I have dug out most of the weeds now after I cut the grass, which hopefully it should stop so many coming back. There is some daisies and some buttercups in there, which I don't mind. And we've got little patches of clover now, which I'll just probably leave for the bees. So it's just the usual really. I've just done the edges, as you can see. I'm just going back and forth with the lawnmower. I don't really have any type of strategy to this. As you can see, I'm kind of all over the place. I just go back and forth and this way and that way, and I mean, it gets the job done. I'm not trying to get lines in the lawn like some people do. I just want it cut and neat, and I'm fine with that. We do have quite a big garden. It's quite a good size for a garden in the UK anyway. Some people have really tiny ones. It did not look like this when we moved in. We've lived here for 5 years now, but it was very overgrown. The people that lived here before us didn't really do anything to it, and the person before them was a lovely old lady, but she obviously got too old to maintain it and eventually got put into a care home. So I think it's just a good few years of neglect. I will at some point make a video of before and after, just so you guys can see the state of the garden. And luckily lockdown was in one way a good thing for us, because it's how we managed to get so much of the garden done. Obviously I was home with the children, but only one was in school at that point still, except my eldest daughter obviously. So we only had a little bit of home learning and stuff to do. So when my husband's work shut, I think he was off for about 13 weeks I think in total, we just spent the whole time just getting as much done of the garden as we could. Thankfully lockdown weather was the best weather we've ever had. I think the whole of the summer all the way through was just so nice. This little patch of the garden is obviously where our children's swing set is, and their slide. As you can see, the slide at the back was all built in lockdown through pallets and just scrap wood and stuff. It doesn't look like this anymore. This video was filmed a few weeks ago now. We have removed the slide and the bit that kind of overhangs and blocked that off, and the slide is now the other side. You'll see in further videos it's a little bit of a mix around. And the swing set has gone, and there's a much bigger swing set there now facing the other way, just because one little swing seat with the two younger boys just wasn't working. They were just fighting. It did us fine last summer, but I just didn't want another summer of them fighting over the one swing. So we have a nice big set now, so hopefully that might solve some arguments. I'm being realistic though. They're two boys, they fight all the time. It's not going to solve every argument, but just a little bit of peace. They can both swing together, we'll be fine. Well, I tend to do most of the lawn maintenance and the bedding areas with the plants and the bushes and things like that. I tend to do more of that and the weeding and everything than my husband does, purely because I am home all day, so there's no point in waiting for when he is home at the weekend to just try and squeeze it in a bit of good weather. I'm perfectly capable of doing the garden, and actually I quite enjoy it, unless it's too hot. I still get it done, but I do enjoy doing the garden. I like the before and the after. It's very satisfying. So yeah, I tend to do most of the gardening work like this, whereas my husband, any DIY project or anything like that is mainly him, and I'm just there to hand him the screwdrivers and the and just to guide and have my little input. I still try to be heavily involved with the hard graft, the digging and the lifting, so it's not all on him. This bit here next to the pagoda, I can never get a neat edge on, as you can see. So we're going to lay some slabs here because it gets quite damp anyway, so I have to cut it with these things. That's a little bit better, at least you can see where the wooden edge is now. So that we'll do until we put the row of slabs down. We're done now. So much better now. Got rid of the jungle. And then this other side up here is all done. It's much neater. And now I just have to tackle all of this. All these weeds I need to get rid of so we can fill in the gaps with some sand and concrete, or sand and cement. This one takes me hours, so wish me luck with that. I did decide to tackle this hedge in the end while I was out here before I started on the patio area and getting all the weeds out, because it was just so overgrown. This hedge is very prickly, has such big thorns, so I have to be careful so I don't slice myself. But it's worth it in the end when it's done. There, it's all nice and trimmed now. So much better. I need to paint this sign or get rid of it. I haven't quite decided yet. That's another job done. I did get this job done in the end, although admittedly it did take me 2 days to do. There's so many weeds. My husband jet washed it after, and it has now been filled in with concrete. Please like and subscribe to watch more. Thank you.